The doctor in front of your name.
And you're killing it right now. So like, how are you able to balance and wear all of these hats?
So I think for me, it's not a matter of balance. To me, it's a matter of priority. And because certain things take certain priorities in certain seasons. And really, I think like if we lean into what we're being, I used to say this all the time, like whenever we are at that place of, well, I don't know what I'm called to do, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I used to tell people, what do your friends repeatedly come back and ask you for? Like, what level of advice do your friends repeatedly come back and ask you for? Not the same thing, but I mean, like along the same lines. Like if my friends consistently came back and asked me for relationship advice, then I may have given them some good relationship advice. But like my friends will always come back to me and ask me about creativity, about creating, about areas. And like we will have these levels of what we consider confirmations of what we need to lean into for specific seasons. But we will not lean into that because we'll be like, oh, that's just my friends asking me, or that's just whatever. And it's like, honestly, like if we really tapped in, the season of priority will tell us, hey, this is a priority right now. Like lean more into this, lean more into this. Like when I first moved to LA, it was, it was more in settling and like getting settled in. And then the second year, acting started taking off. I started getting more calls and doing that because the first year I was settling in and I was in acting class, and I'm doing another acting class now, but I was in school and doing all of that stuff. And then that second year things started to take off. So that became the priority. When acting slowed up because we had the writer strike and so forth and so on, then I started to learn photography. And now photography is taking off. Whenever we have certain itches to do certain things, I think we should lean into that instead of being so fearful. Because I think for our culture, one of the biggest things is that we do not want to be bad at something temporarily. That's
talk about it.
Thing. We do not want to be bad at something temporarily. You're not going to start off an expert. You're not. Like if you looked at, your production value of your show and how you do your show and how you talk to people and how you conversate with people has grown since your first show. If you go back and look at your first show, you're probably like, man,
I was in my closet.
Look, I was in my closet. Like I was like, but that's the thing. If we don't look at something and then see it grow, then it's stagnant. But whatever we continue to do, it continues to grow. But we don't want to start somewhere. We want to start at expert level, and that's what stops us from doing anything. And so for me, it's not a matter of balance, because if I try to balance everything, something's going to fall. And majority of the time, it's going to be your personal things, your health. You're going to put all your stuff on the back burner trying to pursue and trying to do certain things. For me, it became a matter of priority. What is the priority and what is calling me right now for this season of my life? Like what do I need to put intention and intentionality behind? And so that's what I've kind of leaned into. Like it will, like God will pretty much like tell you like, hey, lean into this right now.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know you're multi-gifted.
Yeah.
Hey, right now, this is the priority, because something is going to go missing if you try to balance everything. And so we just have to lean into like, hey, right now, my family is a priority. Hey, right now, this is a priority. This is a priority. And so I've just tried to balance. I mean, not balance that, but I've just tried to make that my list. Like, right, for this season of my life, what is the major priority, and understand that those things change, and then communicating with those things when they change. I had to have a conversation with my mom and my sister and my daughter when that time came where I had to lean in more to, the job stuff and work stuff. And hey, I'm not going to be as available and as accessible. Hey, but if y'all need me, I'm here. But I'm going to miss our weekly calls or our weekly texts or whatever the case is, sometimes. And so having those conversations with those things, because if we kind of try to balance everything, I think that's where that burnout comes in, though.
The doctor in front of your name.